The JoLynn Braley Show, Episode 12. Is fat a four-letter word? Hello and welcome. This is the JoLynn Braley Show, and I am JoLynn Braley, the FAT Release Coach. I help exceptional women and a few cool men achieve permanent weight loss by getting a weight loss mindset in my proprietary, proven, step-by-step system, the Inner Self Diet. I am a certified master NLP practitioner and coach, and I use all of my skills combined with my certified law of attraction and coaching skills and my own intuitive skills to mentor my clients to permanent weight loss. Join me on today's show of the JoLynn Braley Show as I go beyond the food to the real issue, your mindset. Mindset is 90% of the solution if you crave permanent success with your weight. If you would love to leave all of your food and weight struggles behind you, your mindset must shift significantly. In order to leave your emotional eating, binge eating, night eating, stuffing, food obsessions, beating yourself up mentally and emotionally, perfectionism, black and white thinking, and even more negative behaviors that all contribute to your overweight body and your current FAT mindset, in order to leave all of that bad feeling stuff behind you, what you need to do is solve what is 90% of your problem, and that is your mindset. You see, diet and exercise is only 10% of the solution. How can you know for certain? Well, how many healthy diet and exercise plans do you already own? How many gyms could you go and join right now? How easy would it be for you to lose weight and keep it off if you could just do what you already know how to do? When you're not doing it, when you're not taking action consistently and without struggle to live a healthy and fit lifestyle, then you have a mindset issue. This is why 95% of dieters fail. They are attempting to solve their overweight with only the smallest part of the solution, and that's the 10%, diet and exercise. All of that healthy physical information does not matter unless you have the mindset which will enable you to follow through and live healthy and fit without any struggle. And what is very, very exciting is that once you get a weight loss mindset, then you'll finally make weight loss super easy for yourself. Today's show, the topic is fat a four-letter word? What many do is they go about their daily lives looking for reasons to feel offended. Perhaps you do this yourself. A better word for the word reasons would be excuses, and I love the quote by Dr. Wayne Dyer, which sums it up perfectly. He says, "That which offends you only weakens you. If you're looking for occasions to be offended, you'll find them at every turn." You see, if you think of the word fat as a four-letter word and you feel offended by it at every turn, notice that, first of all, this is only hurting you to live in that vibration of offense, and that this is also all about you. You are the one who chooses how you feel. You are the one who chooses how you act and react. You are the one who is in control of your own mind. Nobody else is. Now, this doesn't actually mean that you know how to control your own mind and your own emotions. You probably don't, because if you did, then you would not have any problem with using food to try to feel better. You would not have a problem with emotional eating. You would not be a binge eater. You would not be stuffing yourself. If you were completely in control of your own mind and your own emotions, then you would know how to feel good without the food. And then it would be very easy for you to simply eat when you're hungry, physically hungry, and stop when you are physically full. What could possibly stand in your way then? Well, except your beliefs and your inner thought processes and the images and the movies that you carry around in your own head, all of the things that you don't even realize that are there right now, which are, since you don't even know they're there, they're very difficult to get to all on your own. And by the way, before I go any further, I do invite you to go to fearlessfatloss.com, and you can grab my free 5-day e-course while you're there so that you can learn more about what I've already shared with you in the 5 or 6 minutes that we've already been here on the show. That would have been a good thing for me to share earlier when I was sharing with you about the fact that your mindset is 90% of your current problem, and it's also 90% of the solution. So, if you were fully in control of your own mind and your own emotions, you would have no reason to be using food to try to feel better. You would not be an emotional eater, which is what most people who are overweight are. They are, and you are, putting food in your body when you are not physically hungry. If the word fat feels like a 4-letter word to you, then this is a sign that you have some very, very, very important work to do on yourself. Once you heal the root of your lifelong food and weight struggles, that root that drives you to overeat, it drives your overweight, it keeps you overweight, sometimes you have been able to even lose weight, but you always gain it back. Well, once you heal that inner root, then you will never again be offended by the word fat. You will simply see it for what it is. And do note that the quickest and easiest way to heal the root of your lifelong food and weight struggles so that you can then get a weight loss mindset and achieve permanent weight loss, the quickest and easiest way to do that is to work with a trained professional mentor who already has a proven step-by-step system that works. Obviously, if it's proven, then it does work. Then all you need to do is take action with that system, and when you have a professional mentor to walk you through it, give you feedback, answer your questions, you cannot fail, as long as you take action, of course. Now let's look at the word fat. This is very interesting if you are one of many people who feel offended when you hear the word fat. The word fat is in one of my websites, in the name of one of my websites, Stop Hiding Behind the Fat. And I've noticed that when I have shared the name of my website with some folks, that they immediately feel offended. And interestingly enough, these are people who are in struggle with their own overweight issues. And we'll look at denial here in just a second. And that's a very big part of your offense if you feel offended by the word fat and you see it as being a 4-letter word. But before we get to that, let's just look at what Webster's dictionary says about the word fat, and it can be used as a noun, an adjective, or even a transitive verb. And when the word fat is used as an adjective, that's when you hear it being used as, let's see, Webster's dictionary says, notable for having an unusual amount of fat, plump, obese, of a meat animal, fattened for market, of food, oily, greasy, well filled out, thick, big, also a fat book. Another way of using the word fat, full in tone and quality, a gorgeous, fat, bass voice. Well stocked is another word that the word fat is used, as in a fat larder, a fat pantry. Also, the word fat has been used to describe someone who is prosperous and wealthy. Another way that fat can be used as an adjective is to say that you have a fat bank account. There are many uses for the word fat, but when you take offense to the word and you feel like it's a 4-letter word, that is 100% about you. And what you have done is you have identified yourself as being a fat person, and you see that as a negative, when actually the word fat is just a word. Another way of using it is as in productive and fertile, having a fat year for crops, or being swollen, and these are all in the Merriam-Webster dictionary. Getting a fat lip from a fight. Now those are all adjectives, and let's look at using fat, the word fat, as a noun. Number 1, animal tissue consisting chiefly of cells distended with greasy or oily matter. Number 2, oily or greasy matter making up the bulk of adipose tissue and often abundant in seeds. Any of various compounds of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen that are glycerides of fatty acids are the chief constituents of plant and animal fat, are a major class of energy-rich food, and are soluble in organic solvents but not in water. A solid or semi-solid fat as distinguished from an oil. Another way to use the word fat as a noun is obesity. Also, something in excess, superfluity. As an example, trim the fat from the news operation. More examples of using the word fat as a noun: people with excess body fat. A diet and exercise program to help you gain muscle and lose fat. Of course, those are very, very, very common to you. What about another way to use the word fat as a noun? Nuts contain a lot of fat. How about trim the fat off the budget? The first known use of the word fat dates back to the 14th century. So, the word fat is a word that, if you're taking offense to it, this is 100% about you. And something interesting, Tony Robbins really says this spectacularly. He comes right out by saying, hey, you're fat. Okay? So now that we're all clear on that and you've gotten clear on that, what are you going to do about it? You see, the thing is that when you hold yourself in denial about the state of your weight, and instead you get offended about the word fat because you actually have excess fat on your body, all that offense does is it holds you in denial. And then you put your focus on everything and everyone else out in the world, and you take your focus off of what you need to do to get your ideal body. And of course, the easiest way to get your ideal body is to first get a weight loss mindset, because that's 90% of the solution. That's what makes the 10% very, very easy for you to do. And when you hold yourself in denial and focus on your offense of the word fat, then you continue to tell yourself that it's everyone else's fault, and people shouldn't be so shallow, and no one should say that you're fat, and that the whole world should change so that you don't have to change. Well, what's really good, what's really exciting is that you do have options, and one of your options is, if you really like what you see in the mirror, and you're happy with your results, and you're happy with how you eat and exercise, or don't exercise, then all you got to do is keep doing what you're doing. But if this were the case, then there shouldn't be any reason for you to feel offended at any time about the word fat. And here's a great example. In the movie Pitch Perfect, there's an overweight comedian who plays Fat Amy. And in the movie, she calls herself Fat Amy so that she's calling herself this before others do. And you could do the same thing if you feel absolutely fantastic in your overweight body. If you feel 100% confident, if you do not have an FAT mindset filled with fear-attracting thoughts, which is a perfect match to an overweight body and overeating behaviors. Universal law, the inner and the outer always match, always, always, always. So if you actually like your overweight body, and you feel great about how you eat, and overeating doesn't bother you, your emotional eating doesn't bother you, and you somehow don't have an FAT mindset on the inside, which that would be interesting if you don't, but and the reason that it would be interesting is because the FAT on the inside, your fear-attracting thoughts, are what create the fat on the outside. However, if you feel wonderful, joyful, empowered, absolutely fantastic, on top of the world, your body doesn't hold you back, your weight doesn't hold you back, you feel just absolutely wonderful about your overweight body, then go forward with that and just keep doing what you're doing. The chances are, 99.9% of the chances are, you do not feel like that, otherwise you wouldn't be listening to me right now. You would be out there living your life, having fun, getting on the beach, and having no problems. There would be no reason for you to spend any of your precious time listening to me. Why would you want to do that? So here's another option which would fit your circumstance. Your option is to get a weight loss mindset. And why would you want to do that? Because that will make it easy for you to stay consistent with a healthy lifestyle. It will make it easy for you to drop the fat and keep it off. It will make it easy for you to keep going. You will no longer sabotage yourself. You will actually take control of your own mind and emotions. You will step into your own power. You will be able to feel fantastic about yourself on your journey. Just imagine if you could feel wonderful about yourself while you are losing weight. If you could feel excited and have fun and enjoy the journey to your ideal body, have no struggle with it, what could possibly stop you? No more self-sabotage, no more emotional eating. I mean, that would be fantastic, wouldn't it? That is what a weight loss mindset gives you. Weight loss mindset is 90% of the game if you want to achieve struggle-free permanent weight loss. On the other hand, denial will keep you stuck. And if you are stuck in denial, here's what you can do. It's really, really simple. Just go to the mirror. In fact, it's even more powerful to get naked and then stand in front of the mirror, full-length mirror, and look at the results in the mirror. Your results never lie. If you don't like the results you've got, then you just need to do something different. And let's take a commercial break now. And I'll give you something here that will help you to do something different so that you can take a step towards actually getting unstuck and feeling better, and it will help you out. So here, quick commercial break. Today's sponsor is StopHidingBehindTheFat.com. And what you can do is head on over to StopHidingBehindTheFat.com and look in the upper right corner. There's a registration box there, and as you enter your first name and email address there, click the Submit button, and then you'll receive my free 5-day e-course, which will help you discover what's really been stopping you from losing weight for good. And as an added bonus, you will also receive my weekly e-zine, and that's completely free also. That's delivered each Tuesday to your email inbox at no extra charge. And as you go to StopHidingBehindTheFat.com and register now, you'll receive both of those bonuses to help you move a little bit closer to a weight loss mindset and therefore move a little bit closer to permanent weight loss. So, we're almost done. I'm looking at the time. And as I said at the beginning of the year, by the way, we are 12 weeks into this new year of 2013. Just imagine if you had gotten a weight loss mindset, if you already had a weight loss mindset on January 1st, you would never have made a New Year's resolution to lose weight, and you would already be 12 pounds lighter if you were just dropping 1 pound a week. You'd be 24 pounds lighter right now if you were releasing 2 pounds per week. Wouldn't that be exciting? And having no struggle doing it. Shoutouts this week. Go to JoLynnBraleyShow.com and click like to like our Facebook page. And each week I'm giving shoutouts to all of the new people who like the page. And this week's shoutouts go out to Sally, Macy, and Paul. Thank you so much, Sally, Macy, and Paul, for liking the JoLynn Braley Show. And for those of you listening who are not Sally, Macy, and Paul, just go to thejolynnbraleyshow.com, and each week what I'm doing is when you click like, you've got to click like to like the whole page, and then each week I'm giving a shout out to all the people who have liked the page since the last show, and that's a lot of fun. Okay, so what you learned today, here's what you learned today. You can choose. It's your choice to either be offended by the word fat and look at it as a 4-letter word, or you can choose to change yourself if you don't like the results you're getting. If you don't like your overeating behaviors and you don't like your overweight body, then it is your choice to choose to change yourself. The easiest way to drop the fat and keep it off is by working with a professional coach and mentor who will help you get a weight loss mindset with their proven step-by-step system. Then all you need to do is just take action with the same steps that everyone else who has succeeded has taken before you, and then you will get the same results of releasing all of your negative, limiting, overweight behaviors and be able to just do the healthy things that you already know how to do without self-sabotage, without stopping yourself. Just be all systems go. Something else that you learned today is a weight loss mindset. Obviously, it makes weight loss very easy for you because mindset is 90% of the solution if you want struggle-free permanent success with your weight. Diet and exercise is only 10%. Another thing you learned, the inner and the outer always match. When you have an FAT mindset, you will create excess physical fat on the outside. And as a reminder, what is FAT? FAT are your fear-attracting thoughts. Another thing you learned is that you choose how you interpret the word fat and whether or not you are going to take offense to it. And if you feel offended by the word fat, that only hurts you in the end. The word fat keeps you in denial if you are offended by it. And again, you know what? Denial is just going to keep you stuck. And if you don't like the results you're getting, then all you need to do is look at your results in the mirror. Again, I highly recommend getting totally naked, standing in front of a full-length mirror, and just look at your results, because your results will never lie. Hey, if you like what you see in the mirror, that's one thing. But why would you be here listening to me right now if you liked it? You can actually have what you want. You really can have your ideal body. Will you have to take action to get it? Absolutely. But in order to take that action, you've got to be able to do it. And the only reason you're not doing it right now is because you are not a match on the inside to what you want on the outside. You must have the mindset in order to follow through with the small 10% of the physical action, how you eat and exercise. Okay, so be sure and go to thejolynnbraleyshow.com and like our Facebook page, and you will get a shout out from me on an upcoming show. Also, if you're subscribed in iTunes, go ahead and give the show a 5-star rating. Next week's episode will be the Get Real episode of the month, and the title is Why You Can't Lose Weight Tomorrow. This is JoLynn Braley, the FAT Release Coach, and you've been listening to The JoLynn Braley Show. Go to fearlessfatloss.com to learn more about struggle-free permanent weight loss, and you can also grab my free 5-day e-course while you're there. Here's to your best life in your ideal body.